Now listen to this and pay good attention. Have you ever noticed that the world seems designed to distract you? Every day, your attention is pulled in 1,000 directions. Social media contents, notifications, news, arguments, fear, comparison, endless entertainment, endless noise. And while everyone is fighting for your attention, very few people are fighting for your growth. The truth is that most people are not defeated by failure. They are defeated by distraction. They are defeated by comfort. They are defeated by the slow and silent erosion of their potential. The ancient Stoics understood something that remains true today. The greatest battle of your life will never be fought against another person. It will be fought against yourself, against your impulses, against your fears, against your excuses, against the voice that whispers, "Do it tomorrow," against the version of you that settles for less than what you are capable of becoming. Welcome back to Stoic Gateway. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the obstacle becomes the way. Most people hear those words and think they sound inspiring, but very few understand what they actually mean. The obstacle is not standing in your way. The obstacle is the way. The challenge you fear is the path. The hardship you avoid is the teacher. The struggle you resent is the forge that creates strength. Think about your own life. How many opportunities have appeared disguised as difficulties? How many lessons arrived wearing the mask of pain? How many moments that felt like destruction later became the beginning of your greatest growth? If you are watching this right now and life feels heavy, if you are carrying disappointment, if you are battling anxiety, if you are trying to rebuild after failure, then this message is for you. Because Stoicism is not a philosophy for easy days. It is a philosophy for storms. And the storm is where greatness is born. Before we continue, I want you to comment below, "I will not break." Write it now. Not for the algorithm, for yourself. Because today marks the moment you stop negotiating with weakness. One of the biggest lies modern society tells us is that happiness comes from avoiding discomfort. The Stoics taught the exact opposite. They believed that voluntary hardship creates freedom. Think about it. The person who cannot endure discomfort becomes a slave to comfort. The person who cannot tolerate criticism becomes a slave to approval. The person who cannot endure loneliness becomes a slave to toxic relationships. The person who cannot face uncertainty becomes a slave to fear. Freedom is not found in having everything you want. Freedom is found in needing less. This is why the Stoics trained themselves deliberately. They practiced simplicity. They practiced restraint. They practiced self-control. Not because suffering is noble, but because dependence is dangerous. When your peace depends on external conditions, your peace can be taken away. When your confidence depends on praise, your confidence belongs to others. When your happiness depends on circumstances, your happiness is fragile. Stoicism teaches something radically different. It teaches that true power comes from within, not from wealth, not from status, not from popularity, not from possessions, but from mastery over yourself. And that mastery begins with one simple realization. You do not control what happens. You control how you respond. This principle alone can transform your entire life. Someone insults you. you choose your response. A plan fails, you choose your response. Life becomes unfair, you choose your response. The economy changes, people betray you, opportunities disappear, the future becomes uncertain. You choose your response. The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control, and it remains one of the most powerful ideas ever discovered. Imagine how much energy people waste every single day worrying about things they cannot control. They worry about other people's opinions. They worry about events that haven't happened. They worry about the past. They worry about circumstances beyond their influence. Meanwhile, the only thing they truly control is being neglected. Their own mind, their own actions, their own character. If you can master that lesson, you gain a level of peace that most people never experience, because your emotional state is no longer chained to external events. It becomes anchored in your own choices, and that changes everything. But there is another challenge, perhaps the greatest challenge of all. Pain. Nobody escapes pain. Nobody escapes loss. Nobody escapes disappointment. The Stoics never promised a life free from suffering. In fact, they assumed suffering was inevitable. What they offered instead was a way to endure it, a way to transform it, a way to use it. Every setback contains hidden strength. Every heartbreak contains hidden wisdom. Every failure contains hidden instruction. The question is not whether pain will visit your life. The question is what you will do when it arrives. Will you allow it to destroy you? Or will you allow it to build you? History remembers those who chose the second path, the people who refused to surrender, the people who turned wounds into wisdom, the people who transformed adversity into advantage. And you have that same choice right now, today, not tomorrow, not next year, today. Because your future is not created by massive decisions. It is created by small, daily choices. The decision to wake up when you said you would. The decision to train when you don't feel like it. The decision to work when motivation disappears. The decision to stay disciplined when nobody is watching. The decision to keep going when progress feels invisible. These moments seem insignificant, but they are not. They are the building blocks of destiny. Character is not formed in dramatic moments. Character is formed in ordinary moments repeated consistently. And consistency is where most people fail. They chase motivation. They wait to feel inspired. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect conditions, the perfect opportunity. The Stoics understood something better. Discipline beats motivation. Every single time. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline remains. Motivation asks, do I feel like it? Discipline asks, what must be done? If you want an extraordinary life, stop depending on extraordinary motivation. Build extraordinary discipline. Because discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you could become. Now, I want to ask you something. What is one area of your life where you know you need more discipline? Your health, your finances, your relationships, your mindset? Comment below. Let's create a community of people committed to growth. Because accountability creates transformation. The Stoics also taught a powerful lesson about time. a lesson that becomes more important with every passing year. You are running out of it. Every day that passes is a day you never get back. Every hour spent distracted is an hour removed from your life forever. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of mortality, not because he was obsessed with death, but because awareness of death creates appreciation for life. Most people live as if they have unlimited tomorrows. The Stoics knew better. They understood that life is fragile, temporary, uncertain, and because of that, precious. When you truly understand that your time is limited, procrastination loses its appeal. Petty arguments lose their importance. Meaningless distractions lose their power. You begin focusing on what truly matters: growth, purpose, contribution, character, love, service, legacy. The things that remain when everything else fades away. And perhaps that is the ultimate lesson of Stoicism. Not to become emotionless, not to become cold, not to withdraw from life, but to engage with life fully, courageously, wisely, intentionally. To become the kind of person who remains steady when chaos erupts. The kind of person who remains focused when others panic. The kind of person who remains disciplined when others quit. The kind of person who remains hopeful when others surrender. The world desperately needs people like that. People who refuse to be controlled by fear. People who refuse to be manipulated by outrage. People who refuse to abandon their principles when challenges arise. People who stand firm. People who endure. People who lead. And that person can be you. Not someday. Now. The journey begins with a single decision. A decision to stop making excuses. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to stop surrendering your power. A decision to become the architect of your own character. Because no one is coming to save you. And that is not bad news. It is the most empowering truth you will ever hear. Your future remains in your hands. Your choices matter. Your actions matter. Your habits matter. Your mindset matters. Your response matters. Everything changes the moment you take responsibility. So as this video comes to a close, I want you to remember one thing. You are stronger than you think. You have survived every difficult day that has brought you here. Every setback, every disappointment, every loss, every challenge, you are still standing. And if you are still standing, then your story is not finished. This is your moment, not to become perfect, but to become better. Not to become fearless, but to act despite fear. Not to become invincible, but to become resilient. Comment below, I choose strength. Subscribe to Stoic Gateway for more life-changing wisdom from the greatest minds in history. Remember, the obstacle is not in the way. The obstacle is the way. Now rise. The world has enough spectators. Become a warrior of character. Become a student of wisdom. Become the person your future self is counting on. I am here to be your guide. I will see you in the next lesson.